Good morning, family and friends. Welcome to Put Me in Coach podcast and YouTube channel, where we believe in making a difference, doing something that makes a difference with people who are making a difference at a time that makes a difference. My name is Coach Herb, and I am your host. Today, I want to embark on another growth journey because that's what Put Me in Coach is all about. It's about growth, providing tools and resources, giving you valuable information to add value to you so that you can also be more valuable to others. So today on this podcast and YouTube channel, we're going to talk about intentional living. Yes, we're going to talk about intentional living. Former President Barack Obama oftentimes said that we live in the fierce urgency of the now. Yes, we live in the fierce urgency of the now. And I believe that as it pertains to African Americans, as it pertains even to this nation and all that is taking place in this nation with the leadership that we have that's controlling our government right now, I believe that that statement is more prevalent now than it was ever before. We, my friend, are living in the fierce urgency of the now. So I want to talk about intentional living as it pertains to our now. Intentional living as it pertains to our now. Creating a life of purpose. A life, my friend, of impact. And what does intentional living mean? Intentional living simply means to be deliberate. That's what intentional means. Intentional means to do something on purpose. That's what intentional means. And the opposite of intentional, my friend, is having good intentions. And we're living in a time now where you can't afford to just have good intentions. But we, my friend, have to be intentional. We live in a world that is oftentimes pushes us to move, at a breakneck speed, chasing after goals and chasing after dreams that may very well not even be our own dreams. So I believe that the concept of intentional living is served as a powerful antidote because we need a cure. We need a cure for what's going on in our country right now. We need a cure, for the diseases that are plaguing, our community, that's plaguing our country, that's plaguing our family at this time. Once again, my friend, we living in the fierce urgency of the now. So it's important, especially for African Americans, for our life to be filled with purpose, for our life to be filled with meaning, for our life to be impactful, for our life to hold greater significance. Our history, our culture, our resilience, it makes us uniquely positioned, to create lives that not only uplift ourselves, but also empower communities that we live in. Our purpose, our meaning, our impact, because we are impactful people. We have a deep history. We have a deep culture. We are people that have known to be resilient. All you have to do is look back in history. Just look back in history all the way from the times of slavery, even before slavery. We have always been a people that have bounced back. We have always been a people that has been resilient. We don't quit. And we can't afford, my friend, to quit now. We can't afford to throw in the towel now. So intentional living means making conscious choices. I'm going to say that again. It's about making conscious choices, deliberate choices about the way that we spend our time, the way that we spend our energy, the way that we spend our resources. Just last week, just last Friday, the last day of Black History Month, our people made a conscious choice as to how we were going to spend our resources. We made a conscious choice of where we were going to spend our resources, where we was going to spend our money, because we wanted our voice to be heard. We wanted the world to know. We wanted these large corporations and organizations to know that Black lives still matter, that the Black dollar still matters, that our dreams still matters, our goals, our ambition, our community, our schools, our children. These things, my friend, they still matter. And we made a conscious choice to come together collectively, to do something together. And we did that. We done that. And we made an impact. We made a statement, a bold statement, but we can't stop now. We can't afford, my friend, to get tired now. We have a lot of work to do, but it starts with you. It starts with you, my friend, as an individual. And that's why I want to talk to you, my friend, about intentional living. How are you living today? We're talking about aligning our daily actions with our deepest values and our long-term aspirations. It's about us asking some deep questions, some personal questions. Questions like, what kind of legacy do I want to live? What kind of legacy do I want to leave? When you leave this earth, and we all going to leave, what kind of legacy, my friend, do you want to leave? What kind of footprint, what kind of fingerprint do you want to leave behind so that people can remember that you've been here? Yes, that you, my friend, that you've been here. Whose lives are you touching so that you will never be forgotten about? What type of impact are you making in the world? What type of impact are you making in the community so that the community will never forget, my friend, that you've been here? Because you left your fingerprint. You left your footprint. You left your legacy. So we'll always remember you. We'll always be able to appreciate you because of the work, my friend, that you have done. Another question is, how can I live a life that not only benefits me, but also those around me? What can you do today? Because once again, we're living in the fear and urgency of the now. What can you do today, my friend, to live a life that's going to benefit not just you, that's not going to just put money in your pocket, that's not going to just, help you, to get you a car and to get you a house and for you to have nice things and for you to eat at the finest restaurants. But we're talking about what type of impact can you have that's going to help somebody else who's in need? To help somebody else to live their dreams, to help somebody else to become their best selves. What type of gifts do you have? What kind of talent do you have and resources that you have that you can lend to somebody else? How can you add value to someone else? How can you add value to our community so that our community can become more valuable? How can you add value to the school system and to our children so that they can become more valuable? How can you add value to our seniors so that they can become more valuable? We're talking about intentional living. And we're going to look at a few principles, my friend, as it pertains to intentional living. As it pertains to us living a life, a purpose, a life that is meaningful, a life that has an impact. Because once again, we're about making a difference, doing something that makes a difference with people that are making a difference at a time that makes a difference. And that time is now. It's time, my friend. It's time to make a difference. And in order for you to make a difference, one of the first things that we start with is understanding your why. And I talk about this often because this principle is very important because it's the very foundation of an intentional living. It's understanding your why. And that's the core of intentional living, knowing your why, the reason that you woke up this morning. What was the reason that you woke up this morning besides you just breathing air? What is your why? What is your purpose, my friend, for living? What is your very purpose for existing? When you woke up this morning, you woke up with a purpose, and you may not even understand what that purpose is. But it's time. It's time to live your life with intentionality. Because your why is not just about personal success. Your why is not just about me, but it's about truly fulfilling the purpose in which you have been called and how you can contribute to the world in which we live in, how you can contribute to the community in which you live in. I oftentimes heard it said that those who are closer to the problem is closest to the solution, but oftentimes furthest from the resources. We all are close to some type of problem that we're dealing with. So that means that we are close to the solution. That means that we may very well be the solution to that problem that we are close to. Some of you, all you have to do is look out your door. All you have to do is raise your window and you can see the problems that exist in our community. Some of you, all you have to do is open up the door in your room and go and throughout your house. You can see some of the problems that's existed in our community. And for some of us, we are that problem. We are the problem that's wreaking havoc in our community. We are the problem that is tearing our communities down. We are the problem that's not building, but we're tearing down. We are the problem that are poisoning our communities. We are the problem that focus so much on problems that we don't even see that we are part of the problem because we are selfish. It's all about what we can do for us. It's all about what we're going to get. But what about the impact? The negative impact that you're having within the community at a time where we need to be building the community, a time in which we need to be adding value to our community, a time where we ought to be trying to save a life and not focusing on how we can take a life. Just last week on the last day of Black History Month, I'm traveling out of the state. I'm traveling. I'm going to North Carolina and I'm going to visit my mom. And in my visit, I decided to go out and I went to the store. And as I'm pulling into the store, I see a black man, a man who looks like me, lying on the ground right in front of the store that I'm about to go into. He's lying on the ground and his face is covered in blood. So I'm not knowing what happened, but my heart is going out to this man. I'm thinking that maybe he had fell and, busted his face. And I'm looking at him and say, wow, this guy, he's really bloody. So as I park my car, in an attempt to go help and see what's going on with him, another gentleman was standing there. And he's on the phone and he's calling 911 and trying to get the ambulance there. And I asked him, I said, man, what happened? What happened to him? And he looked at me and said he was just shot. Somebody had just taken this man's life. And as I was pulling in, he still had life in his body. But before I was able to leave, he died. I literally watched this man take his last breath. The last day of Black History Month. Another black man loses his life to something that was senseless. And he died. And I mean, just sitting there, nothing that I can do. Sitting there, not even able to go anywhere because I'm in the middle of a crime scene. His family start to come and they start to gather and they crying and they falling out because a loved one, a father, a son, an uncle who they may have just seen just minutes earlier is now gone. So this is a day that they'll always remember. They'll never be able to erase out their mind. February the 28th, 2025, the last day of Black History Month, the life of their loved one was taken. Because we're not living with purpose. We're not living a life of meaning. We're not being intentional about the choices that we make that's going to affect our community, that's going to affect our families and the families of others. What is your why? What is your why? What was the reason you woke up this morning? You didn't wake up this morning, my friend, to take a life. That wasn't the reason why God gave you breath to wake up this morning. You didn't wake up this morning to hurt nobody. You didn't wake up this morning to poison your community. That's not why you woke up this morning. That, my friend, is not who you are. You didn't wake up this morning for you to go make a permanent decision in a temporary circumstance that's going to leave you locked up in prison for the rest of your life. You didn't wake up this morning for you to go out and buy some drugs that's going to put you to sleep forever because of the overdose. That's not why you woke up this morning. You didn't wake up this morning for you to just be angry and point the finger at everybody else and not take responsibility for the choices that you made. That's not why you woke up this morning. What is your why, my friend? What is your why? Why do you exist? Why do you exist? Why did God decide to create you from the foundations of the world? Why did you exist? Why do you exist? What is your purpose for being here? Because it may not be what you think it is. Your purpose, my friend, is not to kill yourself. Your purpose is not to hurt somebody else. That's not your purpose. That's not the reason why you're here. As African Americans, our why, our reasons for existing used to be deeply connected to our families. It used to be deeply connected to our communities. It used to be deeply connected, to our pursuit of generational progress. But what is your why now? Our why, my friend, at this time should be breaking cycles of financial hardship. Our why should be advocating for social change. Our why should be being a role model for younger generations. What is your why? Because your why, my friend, is going to allow you to provide clarity and motivation. Understanding your why is going to give you clarity. It's going to give you the focus. It's going to give you the motivation, that you need. My why did I wake up this morning? Why to make a difference, doing something that makes a difference with people who are making a difference at a time that makes a difference. That's my why. That's why I woke up this morning. Because I stand for something. And we all, my friend, we should stand for something. Malcolm X said it best. He said, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And what are we falling for? What are you falling for? And what are you standing for? If there's ever a time, my friend, for you to stand for something, that time is now. If there's ever a time for you to stand for that which is right, that time is now. Something that matters, that time is now. If it's ever time to stand up for yourself and for you to fight for yourself, that time, my friend, is now, because we're living in the fierce urgency of the now. What is your why? You have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. So let's look at a few principles as to how you can discover your why. The first thing, reflect on moments when you felt the most fulfilled. Yes, reflect on moments when you felt the most fulfilled. What were you doing? Who were you helping? The moment when you felt energized. The moment, my friend, when you felt alive. Because that helps you discover your why you exist. So when was a moment where you felt fulfilled? What were you doing? Who were you helping? Who were you with? And that's going to help you, my friend, to discover your why. Every time I do a video, every time I'm counseling somebody, every time I'm coaching somebody, every time I'm working with somebody, it's always a moment of fulfillment for me. And it allows me to know that this is what I've been called to do, because I have a passion for doing it. I love doing it, making a difference. Doing something that makes a difference, adding value to somebody, giving somebody something that they need that's going to help them to become better. That's why I woke up this morning with intentionality. With intentionality, I was intentional about coming on this morning to add value to somebody. I was deliberate about what I'm doing right now, because it's something that I have a passion to do. It's something that I feel strongly about. I care about my community. I care about my people. What do you care about? What do you feel strongly about? And it shouldn't just be about you. It shouldn't just be about your bottom line. It shouldn't just be about how you're going to pad your pockets, how you're going to build wealth for yourself when you're not looking to help build wealth for somebody else. When you're not looking to help somebody else up and give somebody else a helping hand. What are you intentional about today? What is your why? The second thing, my friend, is ask yourself, if money was no object. Yes, if money was no object, what would you dedicate your life to? If money wasn't a problem, what would you be doing? What would you dedicate your life to if money was a problem? If you didn't need the money to do it, if it didn't take the money to do it, or even if you had the money to do it, what would be your life dedication? What would be your life commitment? Just last week in prayer, talking to God, I was just expressing my thoughts. expressing my thoughts and, just telling God that, if money wasn't an issue, the things that I would really, really love to do. Just being able to dedicate myself and commit myself to just helping people, adding value to people. If I didn't have to worry about money problems and bills and taking care of certain things that need to be taken care of, I'll just commit myself to adding value and helping people. That's what I want to spend my time doing. That's the legacy that I want to live. That's the footprints that I want to live. I want to be able to touch people. I want to be able to add value to people. I want to make a difference doing something, my friend, that makes a difference with people who are making a difference at a time that makes a difference, because we're living in the fierce urgency of now. And if we don't get it done, who's going to do it? If we don't help somebody, if we don't help our neighbor, who's going to help them? If we don't start building our community, who's going to build it? If we don't invest in one another, who's going to invest? No one else is going to do it, because it's our community, it's our family, and it's our responsibility. You can't expect, my friend, someone else to cut your grass. It's your responsibility. You can't expect somebody else to raise your children in your community. It's our responsibility. And we, my friend, we have the tools to do it. We all heard it said, where there's a will, there's a way. But when you lose your will, you lose your way. You lose your way. This is a time, my friend, where you should be getting angry. But it's not a time where you should lose hope. Because hope is going to allow you to redirect that anger to do something that's going to be profitable, to do something that's going to be helpful and not harmful. So there's nothing wrong, my friend, with being angry. You should be angry with the conditions of our community. You should be angry with the conditions of our school system. You should be angry. But you shouldn't be hopeless. It's time to stand and rebuild. Do you see the conditions that we're in? Did you see the changes that are being made? Do you see how it's impacting and affecting our communities? Affecting our youth, our children, our seniors? Do you not see it? Do you not feel it? But what are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Because there is something, my friend, that we can do. And it starts with being intentional. It starts with being deliberate. It starts with waking up with a why. It starts with changing your mindset. And saying to myself, I'm no longer going to be part of the problem, but I'm going to be part of the solution. I'm going to be part of the answer to the problem. We live in the fierce urgency of the now. Now is the time to rewrite your story. Now is the time to change your narrative. Now is the time, my friend, to change characters. Now is the time to switch roles. Now is the time to put away childish things. We live in the fierce urgency of the now. Now, my friend, is the time to recall some things to your mind that's going to give you hope. Now is the time to recall some things to your mind that's going to revive you, that's going to bring you back to life. Now, my friend, now is the time. The next thing is consider your unique skills. Consider your passions. How can you use your skills? How can you use your passion, my friend, to make a difference? Because you all have skills. We all have an ability to do something. And a little bit of something, my friend, is better than a whole lot of nothing. So it's important that we find what we can do and find the right people that we can do it with. You have a skill. You can contribute. You have passion. And allow that passion, my friend, to drive you in the right direction. Stop focusing on what you don't have and focus on what you do have. Focus on how you can help somebody. Focus on how you can make a difference. We have to be intentional. We have to be deliberate. We have to know our why. And the next thing, think about the legacy that you want to leave behind. Yes, the legacy that you want to leave behind. As a minister, I've eulogized a lot of homegoing services. I've eulogized a lot of funerals. But I tell people all the time, I don't preach people funerals. You preach your own funeral. All I do is share your story. I just talk about your legacy. I talk about the footprint that you left behind. So what type of legacy, my friend, do you want to leave behind? What do you want people to say about you when you're gone? How do you want to be remembered? I don't want to be remembered as being the problem. I want to be remembered as being part of the solution. I don't want to be remembered as the one who tore the community down. I want to be remembered as one who helped to build it up. I don't want to be remembered as the one who didn't care, but as one who had deep concern and had a deeper commitment to make a difference. Doing something that makes a difference with people who are making a difference at a time that makes a difference, because I am a difference maker. You too, my friend, you are and you can be a difference maker. But you have to know your why. Your life, my friend, is bigger than you. What are you going to do different today? Who are you going to help today? How can you lend a hand today? How can you get involved today? How can you use your unique gift and your unique talent? How can you use it today? How can you make today about somebody else and not just about you? It's your story, my friend. And you can rewrite it if you want to. You can rewrite it if you want to, my friend. It's not too late for you to change characters. It's not too late for you to switch roles. But you have to live intentional. You have to be deliberate about a mind shift. You have to be deliberate about getting involved in all that is going on right now. What are you going to do? What are you going to do today? Make a difference, my friend. Yes, make a difference. Do what you can do with what you have. And it's going to make a difference. Don't give up on your dreams. I'm working on a nonprofit right now. A nonprofit that's going to help to build leadership. That's going to help build financial literacy. That's going to help, with people that are coming home from prison. That's going to help with jobs. Yes, I'm working on something right now, and I need you to be a part of it. I need you to be a part of it, because the vision that God has given me is that we have to stand and rebuild. It's time to stand, my friend, and it's time to rebuild. And if you want to be a part of this, I need you. Yes, I need you. I need you. I need your gifts. I need your unique skills and your talents. I need your passion, because I can't do it by myself. So if you want to be involved, if you want to be a part of something that's bigger than you, something that's bigger than me, please, by all means, reach out to me. Reach out to me. Send me your information. Send me your information. I'm going to leave my email address and my information at the bottom of this video so that you can reach out to me. And I need you to say, put me in, coach. Yes, put me in, coach. And when you say put me in, coach, you're pretty much telling me I'm ready to get in the game. Put me in, coach. I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. I'm tired of sitting on my gifts. I'm tired of sitting on my talents. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to contribute, to this championship. I'm ready to contribute to this win. Put me in, coach. I want to play the game. The game of life. I want to get in. I'm tired of being a spectator. I want to be a participator. Put me in, coach. That's all you have to say is put me in. Also, I'm going to have my website at the bottom, www.putmeincoaches.com, where you can go and you can retrieve resources, my friend, that's going to help you. Remember, we're about making a difference, doing something that makes a difference with people who are making a difference at a time that makes a difference. And I'm going to end right now. I'm going to stop right here for today. We're still talking about intentional living. The first principle that we looked at is understanding your why. And tomorrow we'll continue with this video, this podcast, and we're going to talk about cultivating a mindset of abundance. Please share this video. Share this video, comment. I would love to get your feedback. Share it with somebody. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss this valuable information. I want you to be great today. Be blessed today, my friend. Remember, it's your story, and you can rewrite it if you want to.